It happened in a single moment across the entire planet. Every human being simultaneously lost their sight. Not gradually, not selectively. Everyone, everywhere, all at once. The immediate aftermath was catastrophic chaos. Planes crashed without pilots who could see instruments. Cars collided as drivers lost all vision instantly. People panicked in homes, offices, streets. Infrastructure began collapsing within hours. Within days, Earth descended into desperate confusion as 7 billion humans tried to navigate a world they could no longer see. Dr. Marcus Webb was a cognitive neuroscientist at a major research hospital when it happened. One moment, he was reviewing brain scans on his display screen. The next moment, complete darkness. His first thought was that the facility's lights had failed, but emergency generators should have activated immediately. Then he heard the screaming from everywhere in the hospital simultaneously. The next 48 hours were a complete nightmare. Marcus and his colleagues tried desperately to organize, to help patients, to understand what had happened. Every test they could perform without vision confirmed the same impossible thing. Human eyes were physically fine. The blindness wasn't physical damage, it was neurological. The visual cortex had simply stopped processing any input. But it wasn't just their hospital. Radio reports, once someone managed to figure out how to operate broadcasting equipment without sight, confirmed it was completely global. Every human being on Earth was blind, except it wasn't quite universal. The reports also mentioned that non-humans weren't affected at all. The few aliens currently living on Earth, mostly diplomats, researchers, cultural liaisons, could still see perfectly fine. 3 days into the crisis, as human society teetered on the edge of complete collapse, something extraordinary happened. An alien ship broadcast a message. "We're coming to help. We know what happened to you. We can fix this." The ship landed in Geneva, chosen because it housed the seat of Alliance diplomatic presence on Earth. The visitors were Thessarin, a delegation led by Princess Kelsinthia Vental. She immediately requested a meeting with human leadership, which proved complicated because most government officials were struggling desperately to function without sight. Eventually, a makeshift emergency council was assembled. People who'd managed to adapt somewhat to blindness through audio technology and assistance from the few sighted aliens on Earth. Marcus was included in the council not as leadership, but as a neuroscientist who might understand the medical aspects of whatever solution the Thessarins were offering. Princess Kelsinthia explained the situation with clinical directness. What happened to humanity is called neural cascade suppression. It's a weapon, a targeted attack that shuts down specific neural pathways. In this case, visual processing. It was deployed by a rogue extremist faction attempting to destabilize Earth for reasons we're still investigating. Can you reverse it? Someone asked desperately. Yes, we have the counteragent, but deployment is complex. It requires individual administration. We can't simply release it into the atmosphere. And it requires cooperation. What kind of cooperation? The counteragent must be administered with extreme precision. Too little and it doesn't work. Too much and it causes severe permanent neurological damage. The administration requires sight to perform correctly, monitoring pupil dilation, observing neural response patterns. Humans can't do this for each other in your current state. The implication was absolutely clear. Blind humanity needed help from those who could still see. How many people can you treat immediately? Another council member asked. My delegation brought enough counteragent for approximately 5,000 people. We can synthesize more, but it takes time. Full treatment of Earth's population will take months, possibly years. The room erupted in dismayed voices. 5,000 out of 7 billion. It was nowhere near enough. Princess Kelsinthia continued calmly. We need your cooperation to establish treatment centers, train human assistants to help with logistics, and create global distribution networks. We also need test subjects, volunteers who understand the risks of being among the first treated. Marcus heard himself speaking. I'll volunteer. The treatment center was established quickly in Geneva. Princess Kelsinthia personally oversaw the initial treatments, training her team and carefully documenting the entire process. Marcus was among the first group of 20 volunteers. The procedure was conducted with him sitting in a specialized chair, while Princess Calcynthia administered the counteragent, a compound that had to be introduced directly to the visual cortex through a precise injection. "This will hurt significantly," she warned. "The reactivation of dormant neural pathways is extremely painful. Some subjects lose consciousness. All experience significant discomfort. Just do it." The pain was extraordinary, like electricity surging through his entire skull, his entire visual system rebooting all at once. Marcus lost consciousness twice during the 15-minute procedure, but when it was over, he could see. The first thing he saw clearly was Princess Calcynthia watching him with careful attention, monitoring his responses. "Can you see me?" she asked. "Yes, God, yes, I can see." Over the following days, Marcus worked directly with the Thessarin team. His sight was unstable initially, flickering, sometimes failing for minutes at a time, but it stabilized. And more importantly, he could help now. He learned the administration protocol. He assisted with subsequent treatments. He helped train other humans who regained sight so they could assist with the massive undertaking of treating billions. Working closely with Princess Calcynthia, Marcus learned more about her. She wasn't just royalty, she was a trained medical researcher specializing in neurology. She'd volunteered for this mission specifically because she had the expertise needed. "Why come personally?" Marcus asked during one of their working sessions. "You're a princess, you could have sent others. Because humanity is facing extinction-level crisis. Sending others when I have the skills needed seemed insufficient. This required someone with authority to make decisions and expertise to implement them. You're risking yourself. Your entire species is at risk. My personal safety seems less important." Months passed. Treatment centers were established globally. The Thessarins trained thousands of humans who'd regained sight to administer the counteragent. Production of the compound was scaled up massively. It was slow, difficult work. Treating billions of people individually, each requiring careful monitoring, took enormous time and resources. But it was working. Slowly, humanity was regaining sight. Marcus became one of the primary coordinators of the treatment effort, working directly with Princess Calcynthia to optimize distribution and training. During one long planning session, she admitted, "I've never seen such dedication. Your species was days from complete societal collapse, but you've organized, adapted, fought to save yourselves and each other. We had help. Without you, without the counteragent, we'd be finished. We provided tools. You're the ones implementing salvation. That takes more than tools, it takes will." "Why did you really come?" Marcus asked. "Personal risk for a species you barely know, that's beyond duty." She was quiet for a moment. "Because watching a species die when I could prevent it was unacceptable. Because cooperation between species isn't just diplomatic nicety, it's moral necessity. Because someone had to help, and I could help, so I came." By the 1-year mark, approximately 40% of humanity had been treated. Society was actively rebuilding. The blind were cared for by the sighted while awaiting treatment. Infrastructure was being restored by those who could see. Marcus and Princess Calcynthia had become close through their intensive work, a friendship forged in crisis, built on shared purpose. "What will you do when this is finished?" he asked. "Return home. My duties there have been waiting. You could stay. Continue the work here. We'll need years to finish treating everyone. I've trained thousands of your people. The work can continue without me. But would you want to stay? Not for the work, just because." She looked at him carefully. "If I stay, it won't be as Princess Calcynthia fulfilling duty. It will be as someone who's found something here worth staying for." "And have you?" "Yes. I found that cooperation between species isn't just about survival, it's about connection. I came to provide a counteragent. I'm staying because I've found reasons that matter more than duty." 5 years after the crisis began, 98% of humanity had been treated. The remaining 2% were in process, with complete treatment expected within months. Earth's relationship with the broader alliance had been transformed completely. The crisis proved that cooperation between species isn't optional, it's essential. Humanity had become deeply integrated into Alliance scientific and medical networks. Princess Calcynthia remained on Earth, no longer as emergency responder, but as permanent diplomatic and scientific liaison. Her relationship with Marcus had evolved into genuine partnership, professional and personal. When people asked her why she stayed, her answer was simple. I came to Earth to save humanity from blindness. I stayed because I found that helping isn't just about fixing immediate crisis, it's about building lasting connections. Humanity was blind and we helped them see. But in the process, we all learned to see each other differently. That's worth staying for. And Marcus's perspective: blindness took the world. We were days from extinction. An alien princess arrived with the knowledge to save us, but she couldn't do it alone. We had to work together, trust each other, depend on each other, build something neither species could build alone. She came out of duty. She stayed out of choice. That choice changed everything. The neural cascade suppression attack was eventually traced to extremists attempting to destabilize Earth, but they failed completely. Instead of destroying humanity, the crisis proved that cooperation between species could overcome anything. Blindness took the world. Only an alien princess could help humanity became Earth's story about how crisis can force